Hi, it's Stephen here from Sandra Nation Maven. This is day 2 of the April daily draws. So let's see what message we're going to get today. I'll be taking the first card from the Good Fortune Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. The Ten of Pentacles. Love how it's all on the branch of the tree. And then we have the different generations here. We've got the big house here, back there. We've got the dog or the family and the dogs as usual. We've got the family environment, and it's like we've got a tree here. Those are 9. So that's like the fulfillment. And then there's the 10th of Pentacles actually on the house. Interesting that. Just noticed that. And it's like the family tree as well as the pentacles are on the tree. This is the family tree. And it's like the resources, the things that we pass on to the generations through the family tree, through a family tree, the wealth, the properties, like the house, the land, perhaps, and various other things, that have been built up and are part of not just personal sort of wealth, abundance, but family wealth and abundance, not just financial, but in property and in the family itself. The physical family itself, is part of, the having these generations, all these generations is part of, your wealth, your abundance, the family that you create. And to me, this is about what we create, and it's not just what we create for ourselves, but the others sharing. It's like a collective wealth and abundance, which is the culmination here, not just our own personal, but what we give out and leave behind when we've gone for others to enjoy. So it's like, to me, it's about inheritance, and it's about legacy. This has always been a legacy card, what we leave behind for future generations. Even those of us that are not going to have an actual physical family, a related blood family or whatever, but we could leave it behind for close friends, extended family, or just community, people in general. But we leave behind for others in a general sense. So, people that are individuals that don't have this family set up, when they've gone, what is it that they've contributed for others to share? Not necessarily genetic family, that share DNA, that share blood, and are related through marriage or whatever. It's what do they leave behind on the world, the imprint they've left behind as well. So there's that twofold dynamic here with this card for me. It's, yes, what you leave on to future generations. If you have a family, what you're passing down, what kind of family, what kind of, what's the next generation and the generation of after you that you've passed your genes on to, you've passed your perhaps wisdom on to as well. And it can be things like that. It can be knowledge and wisdom that's part of the resources that people will have at their disposal. So, resources can be knowledge that we possess, things we possess, although you can't necessarily touch the knowledge if it's in your head. I mean, yes, if it's written down, yes, that can be a possession. That can be, if you write things down and leave it behind for your people to be able to read and refer to, you know, that's something that we could do. If you write a book, that's a legacy that people can read many times after you've gone. So you can create something. You can do a project that improves a community, provide something for the community that generations to come will enjoy long after you've gone. That's a legacy achievement that you've made, that you've built and created, mainly, I suppose, for the community to enjoy if it's a community project. But these are things you can do to leave behind something that people can enjoy or refer to or get some benefit from, even when you're no longer around. And whether it be family, as I say, we've already talked about the family setup, so I'm going to go more in a general sense in saying, that it's what we leave behind. It's what we do. And what will we be able to look back on as we near the end of our physical life here? What will we be able to look back on, and will we be able to see things that we've done, not just for ourselves, but to leave behind? What kind of a mark of the things we've done and the person we've been, what kind of a mark has that left behind? What is on the world and on people that we've been connected to, that have come in contact with? And it can be positive. It can even be negative if we've mistreated somebody, and that's had a negative effect on them. That's a kind of negative legacy. But it's a legacy because that's left behind for them is that memory of what you did. So, or it could be the good deeds you did. It could be just the things you've contributed. It could be the wisdom you've shared. Maybe you've taught the next generation things that you need to know, passed on skills, passed on knowledge, and people have taken that on board. So what I think this card, in a practical sense, that means for us is your purpose, is what you're doing of such. It needn't be anything big or dramatic or, that doesn't have to be that big of an impact. A tiny pebble can make big ripples upon a lake, and sometimes we don't know the full extent of where those ripples have gone that we've sent out through little actions, and we may never know what effects they've had. But I think it's the knowledge that what we do now has an effect on others, and the effects live on long after we've left this physical plane. So at the very basic level, it should encourage us to make sure that what we are putting, the energy we're putting out there, the things we're creating, are positive, constructive, beneficial things that will live on after us, after we've gone. And I say, it doesn't need to be some big venture that makes a worldwide fame. If it does, that's great, but that's not many people have that. As I say, to me, this is really in the simple things, the ordinary daily life things, like having a family setting. Yes, he's got a big house. Everybody has a big house, but it's there are plenty of people that have families and generations inheriting from previous generations. It's a common thing, but it's a valuable thing. It's the way things live on. It's the way things, the energy is reinvested in people, into the world through the next generation and onwards. It keeps it going in cycles. So let's make sure that what we're doing is worthy of that, is of good, the quality of what we do, even if it's only in the little actions we make. and we may never know the full extent of those actions, the effects that they have, but we just trust that those little deeds that we do, those things that we do, will have a positive impact in some way on people's lives. And if it's just one person, then it's been worth doing, because if we didn't do it, then that person wouldn't have been affected in that way. So, and who knows what they will then go on to do because of what we did. It can be a domino effect in that way. So seek to put in that energy and create the life for yourself, yes, to enjoy, but also with a mind of what you want to leave behind. For when you've gone from this physical plane, what do you want the world to be affected by from your actions? Okay, so very quickly, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. The Wise One. Grow within your current situation. Have the wisdom. You may think in our current situation, well, I don't have anything to leave behind. You probably do, but we're not finished yet on our journey. So whatever our current situation is, let's grow within that and get to the point where we build something in our lives that's worthy to leave behind. We're not done yet. We've still got time to do this. Whatever point in our lives we're at, if we're still here, we've still got a purpose. And, today is not too late. We can begin this process of building that. And that is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 3. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.